Saint Boniface I, shepherd of the early church. In the midst of a turbulent world, where the early church faced political challenges, heresies, and the weight of guiding souls across an ever-changing empire, a man of courage and faith emerged, Saint Boniface I. Rising to the papacy during a time of uncertainty, Boniface devoted his life to protecting the unity of the church, strengthening its leadership, and shepherding the faithful with wisdom and steadfast devotion. Through trials, disputes, and the relentless demands of leadership, Boniface's courage and holiness left an indelible mark on the history of the Church. His life is a story of dedication, resilience, and unwavering faith, a tale of a shepherd called to guide his flock through both calm and storm. This audiobook invites you to journey through the life, deeds, and enduring legacy of Saint Boniface I, a pope whose devotion shaped the course of Christian history. Chapter 1. The Early Life and Calling of Boniface. A shepherd is born. Saint Boniface I was born into a world in flux, where the early Christian church faced both internal disputes and external pressures from powerful empires. From a young age, Boniface exhibited a remarkable sense of duty, compassion, and intellect. Even in his youth, he was drawn to the service of the church, sensing a higher calling that would guide his life toward leadership and spiritual guidance. Educated in theology and trained in the intricate workings of church administration, Boniface quickly distinguished himself among his peers. He possessed not only a profound understanding of Scripture, but also an extraordinary ability to counsel and inspire those around him. His devotion was evident in his daily life. He prayed tirelessly, cared for the poor, and sought to reconcile conflicts with wisdom and patience. As he grew, the challenges of the time became increasingly clear. Heresies threatened the unity of the church, political leaders sought to influence its direction, and the faithful looked for guidance in uncertain times. In this turbulent environment, Boniface's steadfast character and deep spiritual insight marked him as a natural shepherd for the people of God. He was known for his courage in standing by the truth, his humility in leadership, and his unwavering commitment to the Church's mission. Even before becoming pope, his actions inspired respect and admiration, earning him a reputation as a man of integrity, wisdom, and faith. Little did the world know that this devoted servant of God would rise to the papacy, leading the Church with courage, vision, and sanctity during one of its most critical periods. Through these early years, we see the foundations of holiness being laid, a life shaped by devotion, courage, and an unwavering calling to serve God and his people. Boniface's journey reminds us that true leadership begins in the quiet moments of faith, study, and service, preparing the heart for the extraordinary challenges that lie ahead. Chapter 2. Ascending to the papacy, Leadership amidst turmoil. The path to the papacy was never easy, and for Boniface I, it was marked by challenges that tested both his wisdom and faith. After the passing of his predecessor, the Church faced intense political pressures and internal divisions. Factions vied for influence, and the Roman clergy and laity alike looked for a leader who could restore unity, defend the Church's integrity, and guide the faithful through uncertainty. Boniface emerged as the chosen shepherd, a man whose reputation for wisdom, courage, and piety made him a natural candidate. His election, however, was not without controversy. Rival factions and secular authorities sought to sway the outcome, creating tension and uncertainty. Yet Boniface remained steadfast, relying not on political maneuvering but on prayer, discernment, and his deep devotion to God. Once elected, he faced the immense responsibility of leading the Church during a time of political turbulence and external threats. Emperors and governors often interfered in ecclesiastical matters, challenging the authority of the Pope. Boniface responded with courage and diplomacy, asserting the spiritual independence of the Church while striving to maintain peace and order. His leadership was not limited to politics. He worked tirelessly to care for the faithful, address heresies, and strengthen the moral and spiritual life of the clergy. Letters, decrees, and personal interventions showed his dedication to justice, truth, and mercy. Boniface's presence inspired confidence, and his example encouraged others to act with integrity and faith, even in the face of immense pressure. Miracles and divine guidance are said to have accompanied his papacy. From resolving conflicts that seemed impossible to heal to offering protection to those in danger, Boniface's holiness was recognized by those around him. His actions were a living testament to the power of faith combined with wisdom, showing that true leadership is a blend of courage, compassion, and divine guidance. Through his election and early papacy, Boniface I demonstrated that a true leader is not one who seeks power for its own sake, but one who embraces responsibility with humility, faith, and a steadfast commitment to God's will. His story inspires all who seek to serve with courage, integrity, and devotion in the face of great challenges. Chapter 3: Miracles and Deeds, a Pope's Holy Work. During his papacy, Saint Boniface I demonstrated extraordinary devotion, courage, and holiness, leaving a lasting imprint on the Church and the faithful. Even amidst political pressures, conflicts, and external threats, he remained steadfast in guiding his flock, showing that true leadership is measured by faithfulness and service rather than worldly power. Boniface's deeds extended far beyond governance. He was known for his generosity toward the poor and vulnerable, ensuring that the needy were cared for and that the Church remained a sanctuary of hope and compassion. His letters and decrees reflected a deep concern for justice, unity, and the spiritual well-being of the Christian community. Through these actions, he strengthened the Church's moral and spiritual foundations, inspiring priests, monks, and laypeople alike to live lives of devotion and integrity. Miracles also marked his papacy. Stories tell of illnesses cured through his prayers, conflicts resolved through his wisdom, and divine protection granted to those who sought his guidance. In moments of peril, both for the Church and for individual believers, Boniface's faith served as a conduit of God's grace, showing that divine intervention accompanies those who lead with righteousness. His life became a living testament that holiness in leadership produces blessings for countless others. Even in the most challenging moments, Boniface's courage never wavered. When confronted by political threats or disputes within the clergy, he responded with prayer, patience, and firm conviction. His steadfastness inspired trust, bringing unity to a Church often threatened by division, and reminding everyone that true authority rests in service, integrity, and devotion to God. Through his miracles and holy works, Saint Boniface I showed the world that a life dedicated to faith can transform communities, heal hearts, and illuminate even the darkest corners with divine light. His papacy became a beacon of courage, mercy, and spiritual strength, a model for future generations of leaders and faithful alike. Chapter 4: The Enduring Legacy of Saint Boniface I, a Shepherd for All Ages. Saint Boniface I's life and papacy left an indelible mark on the Church and on the faithful of his time, a legacy that continues to inspire generations. His unwavering dedication to the unity and spiritual health of the Church became a model for future leaders, demonstrating that true authority is exercised through service, courage, and holiness. Even after his passing, Boniface's deeds and miracles resonated across communities. Churches remembered him as a protector of the faithful, a healer, and a wise guide. Pilgrims visited places associated with his life and papacy, seeking inspiration, healing, and guidance. His example reminded the faithful that steadfast devotion to God can illuminate the world, even in times of division or uncertainty. The teachings and letters he left behind became sources of wisdom and guidance for clergy and laity alike. His life emphasized that courage in leadership and compassion for the vulnerable are inseparable from holiness. By balancing firmness with mercy, Boniface showed that challenges, conflicts, and even dangers can be faced with faith and integrity. Today, Saint Boniface I continues to inspire those seeking to live lives of purpose, faith, and courage. His story teaches us that even in turbulent times, a life rooted in devotion, service, and righteousness can leave a lasting imprint. From the halls of the early church to the hearts of believers across centuries, his legacy shines as a beacon of hope, guiding all who follow the path of faith with courage and love. Through his leadership, miracles, and unwavering commitment to God, Saint Boniface I remains a symbol of holiness, courage, and devotion, a shepherd whose light continues to guide the faithful, reminding us that every act of faith, however small, contributes to the eternal story of God's church. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable life of Saint Boniface I, a pope whose courage, wisdom, and devotion shaped the early church. His unwavering faith and dedication remind us that true leadership is measured not by power, but by service, integrity, and love for God and his people. We hope this story has inspired you to embrace courage, compassion, and faith in your own life. Your visit to our channel means the world to us, and we're grateful to share these stories of holiness and heroism with you. May the example of Saint Boniface guide and inspire you on your spiritual journey.